Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're at Oulton Park for my first track guide in the LMP3 car. This car is really fun to drive and I think would be a great place to develop the driving style needed for other faster prototypes. Before we start, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel. And let's get straight into the guide. For turn 1 I brake at the kink on the tarmac on the left. Use third gear and trail brake slightly, coming back onto the throttle gradually just before the apex. On the apex you can cut some of the grass on the inside, therefore carrying more speed through the corner. The track limit on the exit is the edge of the red and white curb. Here I brake just before the drop down in the road to third gear. You want to brake hard in a straight line, then trail brake to the middle of the corner, and slowly come back onto the throttle when I reach the inside curb. The track limits on the exit are very strict. You'll get a 1x if you go 2 wheels past the red and white curb. For this fast left-hander you can do it flat if you turn in at the road on the right, however on cold tyres I wasn't able to. I had to lift to around 70% throttle, still turning it at the same point. For the hairpin I waited for the car to straighten up and then braked just before the end of the tyre wall on the left. I braked hard in a straight line for the entry and tried to stay around the middle of the track as the corner is banked at the apex, allowing me to carry more speed. I trail brake through the middle of the corner to stop the car from understeering wide, and need to be careful on the exit as the TC is quite aggressive, so it can lose you time. For the chicane I brake as the fence on the right goes off the screen. You have to brake and turn at the same time so you can't brake very hard. I lift off slightly as I go over the first curve to avoid locking up. I take a mid-apex for the second part of the chicane, trying to be very smooth on the throttle and steering on the exit as there's a long straight afterwards. Here I brake just after the first curb down to 4th gear. I turn at the 50 metre board and get back on throttle at the red and white curb on the right. On the exit I make a mistake and bottom out slightly as I tried to carry too much speed, although it didn't lose me too much time on the exit. For Druids I brake at the dirt patch on the road to 3rd gear and release the brake very quickly. I slowly come back onto the throttle at the first curb and then open up the steering to let the car run outward to the exit curb. For the final corner I brake just after the marker down to 2nd gear and turn in aiming for the tarmac on the inside. I come back on throttle at the end of the red and white curb again slowly to avoid the TC giving me a bad exit. So that was one lap. For this track it's important to not take unnecessary risks when battling people here, as there isn't much runoff at many of the corners, so if you go off you'll most likely hit the wall. That's all for this guide and I'll leave you with the uninterrupted hot laps.